Feeling fresh?
I feel fantastic. How do you feel?
I feel great.
Hey, you downstairs? We on the tower side of the building. I'm not sure where you got your room at, but we're on the tower side. See there, it says 100. So it's 100% here. Have you and your wife on there. I know you guys are kicking ass, and it'd be dope to have you guys on stage. All right, cool. So I will give you more details today. If you don't hear from me later today, you might hear from Denise because she's the one like coordinating everything. Hey, Brian. It is, what's the conference is March
22nd to the 24th.
22nd to the 24th. So I just wanted to reach out and make sure that you're definitely interested, and we'll go from there. All right, brother. Good to speak to you. All right. Bye-bye.
What's up, dude?
Morning, man.
What's going on, man? Good to see you. Yeah.
Morning, man. Nah.
You still working full time?
Work for the man. I'm looking
Why?
at you guys. Huh?
Why?
That's a good question.
He don't know.
I didn't know you did that.
Huh?
I didn't know you worked a full-time job.
What?
Bro, he
I thought
works
that's-
more than a full time. He works like 60-something plus hours a week.
What are you thinking, man?
That's.
Time will come. He'll make that transition. I thought it was going to be at the
You
first
said you
year.
didn't work a full-time job?
Dude, I haven't worked a full-time job in 7 years.
I thought it was longer than that. I ain't got longer.
He'll make that transition when he wants to.
What are you staying for? The money?
Nah.
Comfort.
We always argue about that.
Me and him. Me and you.
Yeah, me and you. Cause I know you guys probably disagree, but personally, man, I wanted to leave off of not income. I mean, cause that's easy to do. And of course, I'm just gonna skyrocket up. I wanted to live off passive. To me, wholesaling, flipping, all of that,
It's a job.
it's a job, man.
100%.
Yeah.
So no disrespect, but like,
No, you're right.
shit. Even if I was, cause sometimes I think about it in my head. Tell you, look, all right. So segue, like my brother-in-law. Usually when they say one deal away, I believe, it's a nice saying. Yeah, usually the first deal changes your trajectory.
Perspective. That's what it means.
Yeah, it changes your life.
Yeah.
But usually one deal doesn't change your financial future. The trajectory though, for sure.
Yeah, so when I say one deal away, and I know you know that, but when
Yeah.
I say it's the thought of that, now you undervalue your time.
It's
You
a whole
understand-
different.
That's
your
it,
mind
yeah.
has changed.
Even with my business, man, I start at zero every month. So you're right. But we make money every month. So you got to look at it two ways.
Yeah, you can build a lifestyle off
It
of
is
Sure.
it is a business to be able to live off of because you have constant income coming
Absolutely.
in. It's just not the first of the month. Here's your rent. That's the difference.
So and I agree. I think you need to have both of them, because I mean, to get the type of income in passive rents that a wholesale ATM machine will bring in, it take forever. What I was gonna say is that's funny about the one deal away, because my brother-in-law, I told you about that. He literally did his one deal
And made him
outside of his primary residence. He only done one real estate transaction, changed his life.
And that was an apartment complex or something, right?
I've been married for 5 years. I've seen my brother-in-law more in the past 6 months than I've seen him 5 years. He's 38. He's, he never really was an entrepreneur. Any of that. I think he read Rich Dad Poor Dad, got addicted. He was saving money, started messing with some stocks, and he just had a decent amount to, partner up with somebody. And they just went in cash, and they bought it.
So what does he do now? Does he just say, screw it, I'm going to live off this, or what?
No, so he was working for the energy company. So he just kind of does consulting work for extra.
Wow.
One deal.
One deal.
That's fantastic.
So what I was saying is one of the reasons I guess it's probably not the best excuse, but one of the things I be thinking about, so I'll be thinking, all right, if I left right now and I was full time, let's say flipping or wholesaling, I'd be like, shit, I'd probably still be working 50 to 60 hours a week. Not that I'm trying to not work, you know what I mean? Shit, I'm a worker. I'm thinking man, what's the difference? There is a difference, but
For me, I think the difference is that you're 100% doing it for yourself, and it don't feel like 50 or 60 hours a week.
That's
In my
the thing,
opinion,
yeah.
it don't feel like it. I've never complained to myself that I work too much.
Yeah. I know all
Me
these
either. My
guys
wife
talk
does
about
Yeah, but she'll get to actually see you more.
she will, because you'll be home more.
Because your
Instead of
time
work.
away is not time away. Your time working could be done on the couch sitting next to it too.
and you can evolve her
Instead
in
of
some of the stuff.
isolation.
Yeah, and then like you
Like you
can
go
be
to prison for 12 hours.
Yeah, and then because she's an entrepreneur and she has her own thing going, y'all can go out and do stuff together, and it might even make y'all marriage stronger, or it might get
Take her to walk a house with you. Take her to do something like that. Just
I do notice that. I told you that. I do notice her now that she does. You know, she's not been working, having a 9 to 5,
Yeah.
like over a year. Man, her stress levels
way down.
You know, everything.
I'll be honest though, there's times where my stress level's higher, where I could go to work 9 to 5 and just not care, right? And it's like, oh, if I mess this up, it's not my money,
But it's a
now
good
it is.
it's the reward though at the end.
That's it, man. I'm one of the first ones in my office every morning, and I love it. Like for me, like I look at the way other people are. Like they say, okay, build your business so you can leave your business. I don't want to build my business so I can leave my business. I love my business, right? So that's what a lot of like people preach. Like build it, get someone to run it, and leave it. My business can run on its own, but like I like being there. I actually
If I
enjoy
left my
this stuff.
business, it would be because I went and started something else. And that's because I'm a true entrepreneur.
But see, I'm
'Cause
starting other stuff in my business, so I'm
and
still doing it there.
So we're doing the same
So,
thing, and I think
yeah.
because we can make the income we do, set the business aside. I think because we love the process of starting the business, but then I got all these other passive incomes that will bring me in an extra. You know, I don't have to worry about it, but I love building something. I love building it. I think that's just me. I like building the business.
Yeah, but I do agree that, I mean, in life you just can't, even if you did build it and walk away, you can't just sit on the couch. I mean, you got to be doing something you like. So
Some
regardless
people like
of
that shit though.
what,
I don't know. Like some people
with just doing nothing.
they were but they were never really entrepreneurs though.
Yeah.
It depends on what you want. Because I mean, some people
Yeah.
like to sit on the couch. For me, I can't do that.
Right.
But if I had that time away from the office, I'd fill my time with like I'm close to the beach. I'd go to the beach. I'd be doing things active, going hikes. I mean, I'm fatter than I've ever been right now.
Me
like,
too.
dude, I would go out and do that stuff and make sure I have an appointment to go to the gym every day, stuff
Right.
like that. So you don't have to sit on the couch, right?
Yeah,
You can
for
choose
sure.
other things to do.
Yeah.
For me, I like
And that's what
I
I mean,
like being in
'cause
the
I don't
office.
watch TV. I remember when I was single, like, you know, a TV, it'll go a whole 3 months without getting turned on.
Dusty as hell.
Yeah, watching the TV.
Where the remote at?
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, that's my biggest thing, and like you said, like a deal could change your mindset. Maybe it's a certain thing that may happen, or somebody may influence me to, sometimes we had a back and forth, and shit, we
We
going
have debates all the time.
Hey, we
play devil
going
advocates on both sides.
until you make a great point. I'm like, okay, wow,
Yeah, but
so
do you
far
think-
I haven't really had anyone
We
really
gotta order 'cause
influence
we
me
gotta go.
to be like, that's not a good goal,
Do you think that if you left your job, you'd feel comfortable? Or do you think you'd feel like you made a mistake? Like if you went in tomorrow and said I quit, would you feel like you made a
He was
mistake?
on the verge of doing it already.
That's a good question. No, I wouldn't feel like I made a mistake, but I do feel like I would probably put on a little more pressure
We
than
have a 10 o'clock meeting.
I feel like it's necessary. Nothing, that makes any sense.
No, that does make sense.
But we've talked about this many times, and
I just want to get his perspective on it
No.
because everyone's got
Bro,
a different perspective, right?
Like Max said, as far as all these income streams and stuff, because I get the mental debates all the time within myself.
Me too.
You know what I'm saying? Thinking
think
like,
all
bro,
entrepreneurs
thinking
do
like,
that.
man, am I tripping? Max is right. I'm tripping. Because outside of real estate, I don't. But the personal branding stuff is a whole nother window that. What I got like 12, 13 videos on YouTube.
Yeah, but how are you going to start personal branding
and you're
stuff while
just as
working a
big.
full-time job, doing your other business?
And
Like
that-
you got to let something go.
And that's what I'm talking about. Because you said if I leave would I be comfortable? Aside of, I know that I would probably do more, as far as deals.
Maggot the steak and eggs.
That's another
But
income
would
stream
your
that
deals pay more than what you're making in your day job?
Scrambled.
Absolutely. It's about,
Dude, what's the problem?
because this is how I see it. Either way it goes. All right. So no, last year I made about okay,
Part time as a wholesaler.
so about 10 hours a
But
week.
that's just your wholesale. It's not with your day job.
His day job does another 6 figures. That's the comfort level. Right there.
So this is how I look at it. Look,
Scrambled.
I know you talked about me last time. Look, okay,
We had this debate. I said, so imagine if you put 60, 50, 40. Let's just say you did 40.
All right, let's just say 10. So 10 gives you, let's just call it, right? So if you 4 times that and you worked 40 hours, you're gonna see a little bit less, right? But like, dude, you're looking at
But he's not, Scott.
a little less than
Why?
a year?
Because his personal brand is a threshold below mine. And the only reason he has not brought himself up because he hasn't, he said he has 6, 8 videos. The only reason, because he's a good teacher and a good speaker, the only reason he hasn't excelled to where I am or above is because he hasn't put the time into it. So just on JV deals alone, you will cover your
$2,000 a year if you work 40 hours. Can I be just real for a sec?
so?
Like completely real for a sec? So if you're trying to do the coaching stuff and you're trying to go into like help people get their business going, it looks bad on the back end when they find out you have a day job, right? Because those people look and say, I want freedom, I want to leave my job, I want to basically not work for the man.
Right.
But then if they're going and they're following someone that is still working for the man, those people look at it and say, why am I following this guy? He can't even do it on his own.
And I've thought about that a lot. You know, that's another, aside the time, that's another reason why I kind of had the brakes on it.
I would
it's
not follow someone like
But
that.
it's about your story too, because it's what happened is the reason why I like your story, because I think everybody thinks that influencer story has to be put into this box of like you're successful. You remember my first YouTube video? I was only making $1,000 a month, right? And I said I'm going to make all these mistakes, and you're going to get to follow me and move me to this. So I never came, and until this day, I'm not a guru. I still don't know shit. I learn things every day. So I think your story is, I got a full-time job where I was making 6 figures, and I left that because I started making more than my daytime job at this. And you know how many people in daytime job make 6 figures that I want to leave? So your audience could be the audience of newbies completely with no money, and a lot of W-2 rich people that could spend $5,000 on something. I came from the complete opposite of I'm zero. You can say I had a 6-figure job. I left it because I started making more money part-time.
Says another thing, Scott, and what you're saying is completely true.
Because I always feel like if somebody can pay me 6 figures, what the fuck am I making that?
Yeah.
That's what I'd be like, man.
Well, look at it your way. So if okay, look at my guys. My guys make a year in sales.
That was what, the last?
So he making that at his daytime too.
Dude, what if you can make that in 2 months?
See, another thing
What
I'm thinking,
if?
like,
I mean,
so
you will.
I'm like, all right, leave it. But I'm like, I feel like that's giving up.
So this is a year, right?
Wholesale.
So you made more working 4 to 10 hours a week than you did working 40 to 50 hours a week for somebody else when you made them probably $1 million.
All right.
So
I guess what gets me nervous sometimes is the slow months. You know what I mean? Like
That's all it is.
some
That's all it
months
is.
I have close 3 deals. Some months I close, 1 deal.
Or none.
And some months I won't close, and I'll be like, I'm glad I did the
That's what it's to
$20,000.
passive. If you look at this number right here on the blue, that's just this month. Passively, right? This month because of a brand. So you're talking about just this month, we're at the 23rd, I'm already outside of real estate. I got 6 deals on the board in real estate right now.
But see, here's the thing you need to make sure. So like this is multiple businesses too, though, right? So you can't, if you quit your day job, don't go try to start multiple businesses at one time. So take your business from 4 to 10 hours a week to 40 to 50 hours a week. Get that business going, so you're making what, 600, 700. Get somebody in there to help you run it, right? Now it frees up 20, 30 hours of your week to go start the next thing. Don't do it all at once.
Yeah.
But more importantly, because you and I both are in the same boat, we're married. So what does your wife think?
Man, that's a great question. So she's all for leaving. She said, you could do it. She says it all the time.
She's supportive as hell, bro.
She said, you could do it.
It's kind of a trick question because I had a feeling she was, but can you imagine that? Hey, you want to grab lunch today? Great, no problem. You know what? I'm going to take off.
I do work 60. I do work like 60, 70
Here's a
hours
question.
a week.
Here's a question. If you left on good terms, if you left on good terms, could you go back?
I could probably go anywhere in the world. It's
So
like
what
the
are you-
number one company.
What are you worried about?
I couldn't even stomach the even thought of, because when I leave, I'm leaving. I couldn't stomach the thought of a resume I will never burn I will never.
You don't need a resume. You're gonna have your own business. You don't need a resume.
That's what
let's
I'm
not,
saying.
Let's not even talk that way.
Because
you
he's
don't need
talking
it.
about could you go back? I'm like, I couldn't.
Well, no, it's a great question.
I'm saying because it's a safety net that you can always go back.
Your job is your pacifier, and you're how old are you?
34.
You're 34, and you don't want to
Same
let
age.
your pacifier go.
You're younger than me. You're like
You gotta-
31 or something, aren't you? 32?
Dude, that's in 34 like in 2 weeks.
Okay, so we're all the same age.
I just turned 34.
So hear me out. Like that is your pacifier. That is exactly what you don't want to throw that in the fucking garbage truck. You want to hold it. Stop, man, because the way I look at it, and I'm not trying to be like all fucking mentor shit on you right now, like just real talk, like you are throwing away so much money. So yeah, it's a safety net, but if you're making that much money, dude, and you're working 4 to 10 hours a week, I've talked to a lot of people that are in this business, trying to get started in this business. Nobody ever comes and says, hey, I work a full-time job, but I make over $100,000 a year in 4 to 10 hours.
So I'm saying is because I value my time. So something don't come in easy for 60 hours a week. That ain't easy.
Wow. Welcome to We Live 19. Cut through hang.
What we do at these events, this is just informal. We just say, hey, look, y'all want to come out? Let's talk real estate. Let's talk real estate. And y'all are here, so let's talk real estate. So here's what I would say. If you really want to reverse engineer exactly, and you want to get it down to a science, or start getting ballpark figures, I would pull the most recent, or just look at the most recent cash buys in a certain area, right? We do this with using like ListSource. We find out what actual cash buyers bought in the last 6 months, and we'll say, okay, he bought this house, 4 months ago at $83,000, and he sold it for, $189,000, right? So you start, if you want to get that granular, but I wouldn't get caught up on saying, I know it's crazy, you don't know what to offer somebody, but there's a lot of YouTube videos to get you to that point where you can feel safe enough to walk into somebody's house and know what not to offer them. I can tell you exactly what to offer them, but you know what not to offer them.
Real quick, so when I first started, those numbers messed me up for a while. It's basic math, but it messed me up for a while. A real simple way, now this is just until you could get to a YouTube video and like look at how to calculate it, right? The percentage of value depending on your market minus repairs. But man, as simple as knowing that the as is comps or as is what that'll sell for and subtracting your assignment fee from it. For instance, this is yours, Max, right? Like Max told me this is worth what? How much you say you bought this one? $55, right? Well, if I know this thing is going for $55, if I get under contract for $35, it's a $20,000 spread. You can literally, I know wholesalers to keep it that simple and make them kill it.
So that was just a real impromptu pop-up. We were sitting at the bar having a few drinks, discussing We Live 19, and was like, heck, we're in Dallas, let's do it. This is a 2-hour notice. Glad people came out, very small, intimate group. Scott.
Dude, that was fun. It was a good time. Let's do this more. Whoever's watching, who thinks Max should do this more? I think he should do it a lot more.
I think
he should come to LA. I will do it with you if you tell me where you're going.
I'm coming to LA.
Hey.
I'm coming to your spot.
Tell me where you're going, I'll come to you. Let's
Make
do
it happen.